Electric fencing certificates are not to be confused with electrical wiring certificates or the normal certificate of compliance that every seller needs to provide prior to registration of fixed property. The electrical fence certificate is something different. Obviously, if the property that you are selling does not have an electric fence around it, this certificate is not required. This is a fairly new certificate. The electrical machinery regulations stipulate that these fencing certificates are to be provided by the user of such fence or this electrical fence system, and it's only required for properties where ownership changes after the 1st of October 2012. Now the question arises as to who is the person that should furnish this certificate, because the regulations, as I've said, stipulate that the user of such certificate must furnish this certificate prior to registration. Now there are various interpretations, and general consensus has been reached that this user is actually the purchaser. So what we suggest is that all offers to purchase or agreements of sale now have to include a clause pertaining to electrical fence certificates to make provision for the fact that the seller, as the current owner, must provide these certificates prior to registration. Now the question arises, when we deal with sectional title complexes and there is an electrical fence system on the perimeter of the complex, who is now responsible to furnish a certificate for this electrical fence system if you simply have one owner selling his sectional title unit in that complex? Is he the user of that system? Now the answer quite simply is yes. As owner of a sectional title unit, you are part of the body corporate and you use that system according to your participation quota. So the simple answer and the short answer is yes. As owner of a sectional title unit, you are a user of the electrical fence if it's on the perimeter, on the outer perimeter of that sectional title complex. Now, body corporates appoint managing agents to deal with the day-to-day affairs and the management of a particular complex. So it has been said now that the body corporate, through the managing agent, would be responsible to get an electrical fence system certificate. These certificates are transferable. So if you do sell your unit in a sectional title complex, you don't have to get a new certificate to show that the electrical installation or the electrical fence system is safe. You can merely get a copy of that electrical fence certificate from the managing agents, and you can provide that to your purchaser on registration of transfer.